Hi, Studio Recapped here. Today, we're going to talk about a movie called Big Brother in the drama and action genres. Spoiler alert is on. Take care. So, you want to wait or hit subscribe right now? Henry Chen, a teacher with an impressive resume, volunteers to teach at a school called Taxi. He was once a senior officer in the army and after traveling the world, decides to teach at his old school. The school principal, due to his lack of teaching experience, offers him a very low salary, but he accepts the terms. Henry becomes the teacher of Class 6B, which is filled with weak, troublesome, and problematic students, especially a group of 6 troublemakers who cause problems for the entire school. One of them is a boy named Jack Lee, a teenager from a poor family who lives with his grandmother and is working hard to buy a better house for her. The next student is a boy named Bruce Kwan, who has ADHD. Despite his interest in learning, he suffers from severe lack of concentration. The next student is Chris Kwan, Bruce's twin brother. Chris is severely addicted to online gaming and sees the computer as his only escape from his family problems. His mother abandoned him and Bruce when they were young, and their father is a rude and irresponsible man. The next student is a girl named Gladys Wong. She has a tomboyish style and behavior. After giving birth to a son, her parents have shown a lot of discrimination between their 2 children, neglecting her and considering her a source of shame. Gladys dreams of becoming a Formula 1 driver, but her family is against it, always favoring their son as the smart and promising child. The 6th student is a boy named Gordon Heng, a teenager of Pakistani descent who has loved singing since childhood. However, due to his skin color, he has always faced discrimination, and whenever he sings, others mock him. Despite this, he still loves singing. On his first day of teaching, he tries to connect with the students, but none of them take him seriously or listen to him. Henry picks up a piece of chalk and hits it against the fire alarm system, using his own method to get them to quiet down. Come on, hit subscribe already. You don't want to be living in the world of non-subscribers. The students try to annoy him, but he's smarter than them and avoids falling into their traps, constantly surprising them with his actions. Henry allows any student who answers his question to leave the class. This is the beginning of the students interacting with the class. Instead of confronting them like other teachers, he just provides information, even about something like smoking, encouraging them to think for themselves and figure out what's right and wrong. The mischievous group of 6 students, after being caught smoking at school and facing constant taunts from others, get into a fight and are expelled from school. However, Henry intervenes and asks them to show everyone how amazing they truly are. He not only influences the students but also has a significant impact on the other teachers. After reading the students' files, Henry gets closer to each of their personal lives and starts making a difference. He approaches Gordon and, after learning that he got into trouble for stealing a concert ticket because he couldn't afford one, helps him perform in front of an audience and encourages him to pursue his passion. He then arranges a car race between Gladys and her father, with the condition that the winner's decision will be respected. If Gladys wins, her father must stop opposing her dreams, and if her father wins, she must behave like a proper girl and get married. When Gladys wins, her father breaks his promise, prompting her to continue racing out of defiance. Later, her car crashes into something, and her father, thinking she's gone, breaks down crying and begging for her to come back. It is then that Gladys realizes how much her father loves her and regrets his actions. When he sees that she's alive, he hugs her and tells her how much he loves her. He even decides to buy her a car after graduation to support her dreams. Henry invites all the students to a camp session. During the session, the twins' father, who regrets becoming distant from his children, expresses his intention to quit drinking. Bruce and Chris hear their father's words, share their grievances about his behavior, and he promises to make up for the past if they give him a chance. This promise is fulfilled. When Henry visits Jack's home, he finds out that Jack is the only hope for his grandmother. Jack had been lying to her, saying he was the top student at school. Seeing their living conditions, Henry gives some money to Jack's grandmother, pretending it's a scholarship for Jack because of his outstanding performance. He then goes looking for Jack. Jack works at a restaurant and gets into trouble after stealing a lighter from a man named Ken Law, who is intent on shutting down their school. After being severely beaten, Ken offers Jack a deal to spike the drink of a skilled athlete who refused to lose in a UFC fight. The drug would weaken the athlete's muscles and ensure his defeat. Out of desperation, Jack complies, but someone sees him and exposes him. He gets beaten up badly and is locked in a cupboard. At this moment, Henry, who was looking for Jack, confronts the people there. Upon finding Jack locked in the cupboard and terrified to the point of wetting himself, Henry loses his temper. He fights all of them with all his might, using his expertise from his professional background. When it comes to the final boss, Henry defeats him by toppling cupboards onto him and delivering precise blows, ultimately rescuing Jack and bailing him out with the police. News of the fight spreads through the media, and the students' behavior toward Henry completely changes. They now see him as an incredible teacher. This feeling grows stronger when they learn that he once attended the same school and was one of its most troublesome students, driving everyone crazy with his antics. In the past, Henry had been expelled, and the school's former principal, now deceased, had advised him to leave the country and change his ways. Henry left, joined the military, and learned many valuable lessons. After the principal's death, he decided to return and rebuild the school to create the same change for others that had transformed his own life. From then on, the students enthusiastically attend Henry's classes and engage with him. Bruce struggles to keep up with studying and, due to his ADHD, goes to a pharmacy, buys Ritalin, and takes a large dose. He misses school one day and jumps off the roof of his house, leaving a note that says, "I tried my best, but I couldn't succeed. I'm sorry." He is rushed to the hospital, where the doctor reveals that the excessive consumption of the pills caused his condition, and his situation is critical. Following this incident, Henry faces widespread public criticism and struggles to continue teaching. The controversy escalates to the point where he is forced to leave the school. All the students chase after him, crying. To them, Henry was no longer just a teacher. He had become like a big brother. The students decide to prove to everyone that Henry's teaching methods are exceptional and that Bruce's situation was a personal matter. They commit to achieving the best results in the final exams. Consequently, all the teachers and students band together, studying and working tirelessly. Ken is not ready to back down and is determined to destroy the school and build on its land. On the day of the exams, he sends a message to the students, pretending it's from Henry, asking them to come to the school. When the students arrive, Ken and his men hold them there by force to prevent them from taking their exams. As soon as Henry receives a message from the students, he rushes to the school. Henry tells his students, today's lesson is self-defense. He then attacks Ken's men, beating them thoroughly and freeing the students so they can go and take their exams. Ken confronts him, and they fight. It is during this confrontation that Henry realizes Ken is the same boy who was once the best student in their school during childhood. However, due to a serious hand injury caused by Henry, Ken missed out on piano competitions and grew up to become a bitter person. Henry and Ken fight fiercely, nearly killing each other. When Ken attacks Henry with a knife, Henry disarms him and stabs the knife into his own leg. He apologizes to Ken, expressing deep regret for what he did in the past and telling him he has been searching for him ever since. The students achieve excellent results in their exams. Not only is the school saved from closure, but its funding is also significantly increased. Ken resumes playing the piano, and Henry remains a teacher at the school. The following year, it's the same story, with Henry staying on to change the lives of yet another group of students.